This podcast episode is brought to you by The Cry Lounge. The Cry Lounge is an independent publishing company founded by this podcast's host, Bonnie Orbison. The Cry Lounge transfers your daydreams onto paper. With 2 book releases the past 2 years, they are preparing to extend their service to other authors and other creatives. To get more details and support this show, there's a link in the description you can check out. The Cry Lounge looks forward to meeting you. And this is the theme song by Sollis. And welcome to another episode of Season 3 of Bonnie's Legends with Bonnie Orbison. Welcome everybody. Today's legend is Georgina Johnson. I have discovered her, like many of you, I think, through TikTok. And it's funny because I never knew that I was not the only one who imagined herself being on Jimmy Fallon's couch or something and talking about a new movie you've done. And George was actually the one who showed me that I am not the only one. Yeah, from that moment on, she kind of became a legend because she has the courage to do these videos and then put them out. And just besides the fact, George has a wonderful personality. And I really liked how we talked. We talked about her career as an aspiring actress, where she wants to go, what she wants to achieve, and yeah, have fun listening. And if you can get enough from this episode, I have 10 bonus questions. The link is in the description, and also the link to my website because I'm an author, and I would love if you would go check out my new novel, Follow Me. So yeah, have fun listening, ladies and gentlemen. George Johnson. Do you want to get called Georgina or George?
George is fine.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm happy with either though, so.
Yeah, how would you, because in the first and the second season I always describe my legends to the listener. Every legend would describe themselves differently. I would describe myself differently. How would you describe yourself?
I would say that I am an aspiring actor.
Okay.
In the simplest form, I would say I'm an aspiring actor.
Okay. So okay. The funny thing about you and me is that we have the same. It's not an obsession, but I have an obsession with sitting in my room and imagining I'm in a late night show with Stephen Colbert or something, or I've done a movie with Brad Pitt and we're sitting together on the couch of Jimmy Fallon or something. So yeah. I have this obsession, and it was really late once in the night, middle of the night, and you popped up on my For You page on TikTok. And I was like, oh, I'm not alone with this obsession. I'm not alone with this obsession. So that's basically how I followed you and how I got into you. And then you made this live stream and talked about that you want to start a podcast. And I was like, I can help you. And I hope I helped you.
Yeah, I know you really did. Thank you for that.
Okay. Yeah, that's basically how I ran into you and how you became a legend, literally. How did you come up with the idea of putting videos out there of of making these kind of videos that you kind of think you're in an interview and you get interviewed?
I I just I can't remember what it was that made me film that video, but for some reason I was like, do you know what? I'm going to film myself doing this, because I'd spoken to my friend and I knew my friend did it, but I didn't really know if anyone else did it. And so I was like, it's a bit of a risk to post because I might be the only one. But I just kind of filmed it and I showed my mum and I was like, do you think I should post this? And she was like, I don't know, post it and see. But yeah, it kind of took off a lot more than I thought it would.
Yeah.
And then obviously from there, people were saying like, oh, I do this too. I didn't know other people did it. And then from there, I've just carried on doing them. So
yeah. Or like, did you do this before, like on your own, like without filming it? Yeah. Okay. So it's pretty crazy because sometimes I'm like, do you know the Times talk from the New York Times?
no.
They're making a Friday night where they're sitting together with a celebrity and they're talking about their career in like 1 hour. And I loved it so much. So sometimes I sit in my room and I kind of imagine like I have an entire hour where I talk about myself. And sometimes in the middle of it, I'm like, this is crazy. Like I'm talking to myself, like what is happening?
Yeah, I literally get that. Like, I'll be doing a fake interview, and then I go like really in detail, and I'm like, what is wrong with me?
Yes. Like you have such an imagination, and then you kind of just getting things together. But it's kind of, my brother would say, my brother is really like spiritual.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's really he's really into like manifesting and having visions and that stuff, and he's always like, I told him that once and he was like, well, you just manifestate, it's good. And I was like,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, because I never thought of it like that until I started posting on TikTok, and everyone was like, this is a form of manifestation, like you're definitely working this into your future. I was like, oh my God.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Or like I imagine when I was younger, I imagine talking to celebrities, like that's not what I'm doing. And I'm like, oh, well, that worked. Yeah. So yeah, I just wanted to say thank you that I have the courage to like post these kind of videos, because I would have never the courage. But maybe I do that one day. I'm like inspired by George.
Yeah.
So you already said that you kind of didn't think it would blow up like it did. How was the feeling when you first blew up?
It was really, really overwhelming. I was like over the moon though, because all the comments I were getting were so nice. It really took me by surprise how nice everybody was. And I'm quite an anxious person,
Yes.
so I find things like that really overwhelming. But I would just kind of check it and I was like, wow, like it's kind of crazy. But it was like a massive confidence boost for it,
Mm-hmm.
because I was kind of a bit like dubious about like, will people get it? But to see like the positive response I received, it was like really, really good.
Yeah. So what inspired you to start your TikTok page? Like, did you had a TikTok, like, before you did these kind of videos, did you have a TikTok page? I didn't scroll through all of them, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I started posting on TikTok when the UK went into the first lockdown. All my friends had TikTok and they were like, you need to get it. It's just fun to scroll on. And I saw a video that I really liked and I wanted to try it, which was fashion through the decades.
Okay.
So that was the first video I posted on there. My content was initially more like fashion stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't post very regularly until I started doing the more like acting style. But yeah, it was kind of more like, because I was also living by myself for that first part of the lockdown, so I didn't have anything else to do. But yeah, that's why I sort of started it and what I was sort of doing at first.
Well, I think like a lot of people started making TikToks with the lockdown happening.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people are like posting now like throwbacks to like 1 year ago where everything started. And I'm like, wow, like so many people started doing that. This question came from Sophie Louise 103. And she asked, what inspired you to start your TikTok page? So like your friends inspired you.
Yeah, they kind of were just saying it was more, they encouraged me to get TikTok, to
Okay.
like download it. And then I think just seeing other people have fun, like make videos, what inspired me to start making videos.
Okay. And I should say from here that your page is a favorite one.
Oh,
Another question I got from Noemi I have no idea how to spell it. She says, I am also an aspiring actor. Do you have any tips for putting myself out there?
I think you have to just have confidence in yourself and trust that if you put in the work, you'll see the results and you'll get where you want to go. And also to just look for every opportunity you can and take every opportunity you can.
How did you get this confidence? Like I know that by myself. Like I started, like I uploaded my first TikTok like 1 year ago as well, but like I hadn't really the confidence to like post regularly or like really putting myself out there. But I get this confidence right now. But like I hadn't in 1 year. Like how do you get this confidence?
It's kind of like it's, I don't know, it's like a tricky one. It's like loads of different things that come into it. But I mean, I think I appear a lot more confident on TikTok and online than I am in real life. I think for me, for whatever reason, I've always just felt really comfortable acting. And so with my TikToks, it's kind of a character. All of those interview TikToks, it's almost like, do you know what I mean? It's like, it's not really me.
Yeah.
And so I think that's where I get the confidence for that from. I think just the positive response helps then build my confidence even more.
I get that. When did you know that you want to become an actress?
I think it's something that I've always known. I don't think there was like a definite moment where I sort of realized. I've just always taken to like performing and acting. Like even when I'm little, I'd be like, oh look, watch this, watch me do this, and stuff like that. Like I used to ask the teachers if I could if I could read books to the class.
Yeah.
Like who does that? No, no one does that. So yeah, it's just something that I think I've always known. And then it was probably when I was around 10 or 11 that I sort of really decided that that's what I wanted to do.
Yeah. I think it's every time. It's I think for everybody it's around this age. Like if it's a creative job, I just recognize that because it was when I was 10, I started writing a story where I was like, okay, I want to get this published, and I realized I want to become an author. So I really think it's around 10, 11 when you kind of really recognize this. I don't know, maybe we should ask like a psychology teacher or something what what that means, but what made you want to be an actress?
I don't know. I love more than anything just performing and doing like a little scene or doing a character. And like this is the thing, I don't know. This is kind of weird, I guess, but I'm just constantly coming up with like little characters and stuff. Like yesterday, I went in to see my mum and I was wearing like a little outfit. And I looked at myself in the mirror. I was like, wait, you look like you could be in this kind of film. So I put on some glasses and I picked up some books. And then I went in to see my mom and I was like, oh my God, look, don't I look like this kind of character from this kind of film? And it's just like, I think I have a very active imagination.
Yeah.
And so it comes quite naturally to me to constantly be coming up with these ideas.
I totally get that. On Monday, I was sitting in a conversation and we talked about really something like intimate and private and really deep. And I should have been like really concentrated about this conversation, but like she asked me something, and in my head, I wrote the entire scene of my new novel, and I was like, okay, I totally get what you mean. Or like if I'm watching a movie and there's a character, and I'm like, oh, I could give my character, my book, like this trait of behavior.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I totally get that. The active imagination is something that I share as well.
Yeah.
when you realized with 10, 11, you want to become an actress later, did you like watch movies and kind of like learn from them? Like, did you watch movies with knowing these are actors and how they act? Like, did you like watch them and
I think I started to become more aware of that.
yeah.
And to start picking up on little things here and there. Yeah.
But like not active, like you didn't watch a movie active and said like, yeah.
No.
Okay.
I don't think so. I feel like that's more recently I've started doing that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And did you like take acting lessons or something?
They used to offer like Lambda. Do you know Lambda?
Oh.
It's so it's a drama school in London,
Okay.
but they do like exams.
Yes.
Yeah, so they used to do like little after school classes at my
Okay.
primary school. So I did that for like a month or so, maybe a little bit longer, but then they cancelled the classes. So I was like, oh great.
Oh.
So that was the only acting I did as a child. And then when I went into secondary school is when I did GCSE drama. So that was just like in classes. Like I never sort of did acting outside of school because there's no where I live, there's like no acting classes.
Yeah.
Like I took dance classes, and I started singing lessons, but acting I never sort of really took extra classes for.
And you started, when did you like, I don't know if you already answered that. I don't think so. When you started making TikToks and you started making these acting videos, why did you start doing them? Like,
I think I was just looking for like kind of something different to do, something different to post. Because I liked posting videos on TikTok, but I was kind of like, I don't really know what to post, like who's gonna like it and stuff. And so like I wouldn't post like ever like a dancing, like, because I don't, that's the thing, like I have the confidence to go and do all of these fake scenarios, but I could never do a dance. I don't have the confidence for that, even though I literally am a dancer.
yeah.
Me to do a dance, I can't do it. And so I think it was just kind of looking for what came naturally, and then I had fun making them. It was like a way for me to, because obviously there's nothing going on in lockdown, it was a way for me to like stay creative and stay acting in a way.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, but like what you said about dancing, like I see these dancing things, but I'm not dancing them. I'm like just like vibing, and I would not. I can't really dance to a choreography. I'm not really like able to do so. I just vibe to the song. I don't know. I'm not the person who's like I just vibe to the song. So like, and now you put yourself out there acting. Do you do that for yourself and your dream, or like do you do it now if you thought like, oh, somebody could discover me and like, I don't know, I could get an agent or I could get cast in a movie?
I think I still do it for myself and
Yeah.
the joy that I get out of it. I do it especially for everybody that loves the videos so much. I mean, if I happen to get discovered, then that's a bonus as well.
Did you find an agent?
Did I find an agent?
Yes.
I've signed with like a kind of like umbrella agency.
Okay.
So I do have like some kind of an agent now. So like they can start putting me forward for jobs.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, you did an audition yesterday.
Yes, I did.
You did a lot of things yesterday. Do you recognize that?
What did
You cried yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
You made up a character and you went to an audition. Don't worry. Everything happens on a day. That's possible.
I cried about the audition.
Oh no, what happened?
Oh, I got myself so worked up, and I was worried that I wouldn't submit it in time, and I was cutting really close to the deadline because it wouldn't upload. It's a self-tape at the minute.
Oh yeah.
They have to film it and then like upload it to different things, and it wouldn't upload by the deadline, and I was like getting really stressed, but I got it in time, so it's all right.
Oh, okay. Yeah, how is doing self-tapes? Like I don't know if you know her, but do you know Genevieve Gone?
No, I don't.
Okay, she played once in Harry Potter, but I follow her because of a reason. I follow her and I recognize that she's gonna do she posted sometimes videos of her taking self-tapes. Is that a challenging thing doing self-tapes or?
Yeah, I don't like self-tapes at all. I do not like self-tapes. I am the kind of person, I need to be in a room with someone, and then I can really I can sell it if I'm in a room with you. Or if it's a pre-recorded thing of me, oh, I don't like it one bit. And then you have to get like someone to, if they send you a scene, you have to get someone else to read the other lines. And so like I have to get my mum out to do it. And bless her, she's not very good at reading the lines for me. And it's kind of, yeah, you have to do them though.
Is that more challenging if you have somebody like for you it happened to be your mom who is not really acting the lines and you kind of have to act to your lines? Is such more challenging as if you would have a person who would act too?
Yeah, it's harder when you've got, so especially because she sometimes, the way she says them and we both start laughing, then I'm trying to do like a serious scene but we can't stop laughing. It's such a nightmare. Like it's fun, but it's so hard to try and like keep a straight face.
Yeah, I know that from so, for example, it got canceled now, but like I got the chance to read an extract of my novel in my school, and I kind of rehearsed it with my best friend, and he sat right next to me, but I couldn't stop laughing because it was just too, like, it was a really serious scene, but I couldn't stop laughing because he was just sitting next to me. It was just so ridiculous to sit on the street and reading your extract of your novel. It was just, yeah, but I totally get you there. So what should be your main industry you want to work in? Like, do you want to spend more time acting in TV, films, and shows, or do you want to like more in the cinema, movies thing?
I want to do, if I'm being honest, I want to do everything I can.
Okay.
But I think I would love to do film or but I would also really love to do theatre, like live theatre.
Yeah.
That's what I have like training in as well. And I do love like theatre, so I would love to do that as well.
I'm sorry, but like I really hate theater. Like I tried, I kind of act as well, and I signed into the literature and theater course in high school now, but I left like before the first lesson. I left because I was like thinking like, oh no, I'm not the theater type. Like I would love to do literature or like a movie or something, but like theater is like, it's such a scaring thing for me, to be honest.
Yeah, it's for everyone. A lot of people don't like theater
because you kind of like really, I think theater is so challenging because you standing there and you don't, in a film you can take several takes, but like in the theater you have
it has to be perfect in that one go. It is scary.
Yeah. I remember I was once playing in we had in school, we had like an acting thing, and at the end of the school year we did a performance, and it was a criminal thing, I don't know, I played a store owner, clothing store owner who was getting interviewed by the police. And I just remember in the middle of my tax, I looked into the crowd, and my mom was like smiling at me, and that I lost it. And from that moment on, I'm like, not mine.
Yeah.
What is your dream role? Like, what would be your dream role to play?
My dream role is actually to play Rapunzel if they ever make like a live action Rapunzel Tangled film. Yeah.
I would love to watch that. Okay, and like, if you could choose a TV show or like a film, or like, I don't know, a TV show or a Netflix Prime show, whatever, you could play in, like it can also be a show that's not anymore like filming. Like which show would you love to play in?
Hold on.
Let yourself time.
Okay, so if it was a show that isn't like running anymore, but if I could have been in it, I would have loved to have just been like a guest star in New Girl, because that's
Yeah.
my favorite like sitcom. And then for like a show that's still going, I would say The Umbrella Academy.
Okay, yeah. I don't know both of them, but I probably should check them out.
They're very good shows. I would recommend them.
I got like obsessed of watching films or like TV shows.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not something where you're like, okay, because you're acting, you don't really.
Oh no, I'm always watching
Okay.
something. Yeah, I'm always looking for new things to watch, and yeah.
Yeah. Because of mine, when I started like taking writing seriously, I couldn't read anymore.
Yes. No, I know what you mean though. I did go through a phase where I was like really stressed about the fact that I didn't feel like I was making any progress as like an actor. And so
Mhm.
for that whole period of time, it was probably around 3 weeks to a month, I couldn't watch a thing because
Yeah.
everything I watched, I was like, I just want to be in it.
Yeah.
And I'm not.
Yeah, this frustrating thing was exactly what me happened. I read these stories and were like girl, like I want to I'm just wasting my time. I should write now. Like,
Yes. Yeah.
or sometimes I know an author, she's from Switzerland and she read my book and I read her two books. And while reading her two books, I was like, she's so much better than me. But she said the same about me. And
Oh,
I think you're always kind of about you. I don't know, but like for me, I'm always like self-doubting. Like I'm really like critic to myself.
yeah. Like your
Yeah.
own worst critic. Absolutely.
Have you already played in something? Okay. But like in theater, did you do?
I did stuff while I was training. So I did I did 3 musicals and a play while I was training, and I loved doing them. And then I did like a fashion film for this like girl did it, and she was going to submit it to Vogue Italia. And then I did as well. I did a hair tutorial like advert kind of a thing for Disney Channel when I was younger, but I've never done like an actual like acting role.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is something. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Did you submit it then to Vogue Italia?
I don't know if she did in the end. I never sort of heard back.
Maybe you should Google her name on YouTube and
Yeah.
then Vogue Italia, and maybe you find yourself then there. Like, okay, so I played a play as well, as I told you, like that one performance. But I also was kind of I didn't get into it, but and I'm glad I didn't get. But like my former school did musicals on their own. Like, do you see a difference between musical and play?
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
is it also like I don't know, but like did you sing in a musical or like dance?
yeah.
Do you prefer more like just acting, just focusing on acting in a play, or like getting some difference into it, just not acting, so like singing and dancing? What do you prefer more?
I do love performing in a musical
Yeah.
the most, probably. I just love it. But then I do really love just doing a pure acting, like real, and I love doing like really heightened, like comedic acting as well. Like that's
Hmm.
probably my favorite type of acting to do. I don't know, they're all so different. And I love all of them. I would say my favorite thing to perform is probably a musical.
Okay. Just because there's this mix into it, or
Yeah.
okay.
I think
That
so.
then it doesn't get like boring or something.
No.
Or
I don't
okay.
know. Musicals are really hard work. Like so one of the shows I did when I was training was a chorus line, and for that whole thing, the whole performance I was on stage. Like you don't ever leave the stage and like sit down, and like you're stood the whole time literally in a line. And then you kind of wait until you're called forward and stuff. And so like things like that can be like tiring, and if you're just stood there like frozen and you have to kind of keep like you have to stay alert.
Mm-hmm.
So like that's hard and stuff, but yeah.
Like as I told you, I didn't really get into music, but I wrote that musical. Like I wrote the script to it, and it's like really different to a play, because in a play you can like focus on the plot that the plot is going, but like if you're writing a musical, you like have to think like, oh yeah, here we get a song into it, or like can we say that in a song? Yeah. You told me you want to talk also about like fashion, and you started making TikToks of fashion. Was that something that you also like kind of chased as a professional job?
No, I don't know. I used to have like little books that were like I'm a fashion designer, and like you would draw like little outfits on the mannequins and stuff. So like I've always really loved fashion.
Yeah.
I think in like the back of my head, I've always thought it's something that I would be interested in like looking into and learning more about if I didn't go into acting.
Yeah.
But I think it's more of just like a hobby.
Yeah, so I got a question asked by someone. I haven't noted down who it was, but what is your favorite outfit you've worn?
Ooh, my favorite outfit I've worn. This is hard. I think I've got like this green velvet suit. Yeah. And I've got like it's like very like 70s.
Okay, yeah.
These massive 70s sunglasses and like these really nice boots. I wore that once. That's my favorite piece of clothing I own, probably that jumpsuit.
Okay. So are you like the fashion, are you more into like the old decades more than the modern stuff? Okay.
Yeah.
I totally get you.
I love I think 70s fashion is my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
I love it so much.
Yeah.
Like I try and incorporate sort of elements of that into, even if I'm wearing a more like modern outfit,
Yeah.
like it will still have elements of that incorporated into, I think.
Yeah, I totally get you. I'm like so obsessed with the 80s, and I always mix like the 80s and 90s clothing style together, and was like really wearing that so confident in school. Now I'm actually like really getting into like 70s stuff, because I don't know, before that I was more like, I was more like saying 80s was the best decade ever or something, but now I've kind of recognized also the 70s music more, and we're like, oh, maybe we should, or like the wide leg jeans. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Can you imagine, like, let's just dream you get an actress, and you will become a you get an actress you become an actress, like really famous and known, and would you like, there are a lot of actors who like also working for brands, for clothing brands or something. Could you imagine doing the same, like going, like putting your fashion interest into that as well?
Yeah. Oh, I'd love to. Yeah.